Hello. In this following video, you will learn about media aesthetics in this upcoming short film that I have directed. And if you wish to learn more about media aesthetics, then I got a book for you. Please sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, and enjoy the film.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, press play. Alright, so we open this film off with an establishing shot. And as you can see, there's a lot of negative space, mostly dominant negative space, on the right side of the screen, which is inviting mobility to enter the shot and fill in that empty space, as we see later in the short film. So then we cut to a ground level shot, and what's special about this is that you see the tires are touching the ground over here, and there's a shadow coming from the car. Because the tires are touching the ground, this shadow is considered an object-connected cast shadow. But, for example, if the shoe wasn't touching the ground, the shadow it makes would be considered an object-disconnected cast shadow. But since it's now touching the ground, it is object-connected cast shadow. So now we pedestal up into a cowboy or a knee shot, and we see the subject more. And his eyes become an index vector because, as you see, he looks down and then it sets up the next shot, which cuts to a close-up of what the subject is looking at, which happens to be his phone. So our next shot, let's go skip this, is a low Dutch angle shot. And this shot is more dynamic and not static because the angle of the shot is nearly unbalanced because of the tilted horizon line, which will increase the tension that is going on. So then we cut back to our subject with a low bus shot, and then we cross cut back into this low Dutch angle shot. And then we cut back into the establishing shot we had in the beginning of the film, where the truck was rolling in and all the negative space that was there before turns into positive space. And what's also something about this shot is that it relies on primary motion, because the only movement that's happening is whatever is going on in front of the camera. The camera is not moving at all, which is why this is considered primary motion and not secondary motion, because secondary motion is when the camera itself is moving with the shot. So then we cut into a hip level shot, which then pedestals down to a ground level shot. And my battery on my computer is low, so I gotta finish this up. And what's happening is there's enough lead room in front of him, up front of the subject, so he can walk off screen. So then we cut into a low angle ground level shot, just to build the suspense of these guys getting out of the car or truck. We cut into a ground level shot, which pedestals up into a low angle behind the back bus shot. And then we cut into a cowboy shot, which, as he gets closer to the camera, it turns into a medium shot. We cross cut back into this shot, which is now a master shot. We cut to over the shoulder close-up shot where we see the subject.
Michael Jones.
And then we cut into this shot, which is an over the shoulder bus shot. And what's special about this shot is that we truck behind the subject in order to bend the 180 degree line, which makes the conversation feel more natural. As you see, we go behind the subject.
Michael Jones?
Yeah. Like that. And another thing about this shot is that it's a great example of one of the 7 characteristics of depth, which is height and plane. So this means typically that you can fit more subjects in the back of the screen than the front. Basically, subjects placed in the foreground are bigger than the background, as you see in this shot, with the leader right here being significantly bigger than the rest of his crew. See, look how small these guys are, and this guy is like a monster. Look how big he is. So then,
you got it.
We cut into an over-the-shoulder medium shot, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is attached shadow on his face.
Yeah. Where's my money?
We cut to
More importantly,
another over-the-shot bus shot. Cut to another over-shoulder bus shot. Cuts to a high-angle shot so we can see him giving the leader the necklace. And then we cut back into an over-the-shoulder medium shot. And then we cut into this bus shot right here. And this shot has a slight high angle to make the subject look somewhat vulnerable because of the situation he's currently in. Then we cut into an over-the-shoulder back shot, which cuts into another over-the-shoulder back shot. Then we get a cut transition into black, and then we fade in transition, which goes into a low angle cowboy shot, which is this low angle is supposed to show like the dominance or just like the power these gang members or what do you want to call them has compared to our subject that's laying on the ground. So then we zoom out into right here as a rack focus happens where our subject laying on the ground becomes a focus and everyone thing in the back comes out of focus. So then we zoom in into this close-up, and the high-pitched noise that is going on in the background is considered an internal diegetic sound because only the audience and the subject on screen right here can hear that noise or sound. And then we cut back into the establishing shot that now we cut back into the establishing shot that we had when we opened the film. So the first shot and the last shot, the same shot. We open the film with the establishing shot, we end the same establishing shot. And then the truck leaves, which opens up all this opens up all this negative space on the screen. And there you go. That's the short film of all the media aesthetics. I really hope this sound isn't too loud because I filmed this already and the sound was too loud when I was trying to edit it. I want to go to sleep because it's currently 1:14 a.m. in the morning. I'm a little sleep deprived, so I'm hoping I can get a good night's rest. And I hope that I film this really good because I am tired and I don't know. My mind's thinking right now. So yeah, I'm hoping everyone having a great day while watching this, and I hope you all enjoy this media aesthetics. Please check out that book that I showed earlier. It's written by the Herbert Zettel. So yeah. Anyway, good night.